Alright, so we're on part 2 of this. The whole EV vehicle and everything. That's what I'm going to probably post it as EV part 2 rant and rave. That's probably what I'm going to do. I like to rant and rave. There's a lot more I'm going to talk about here. I wanted to keep the other video a little shorter. People wanted straight up information. And there's a lot more out there that people still don't know. So a little more into the EV vehicle. I'm not really against them, but I am part against them. The biggest problem I think with EV is not just the cost difference between the pricing of the vehicles and how long it's going to take you to make that money back just in the price difference. Maintenance wise, I'm gonna tell you, if somebody rolls up in my shop or my garage and wants an EV worked on, I will turn them away right away. There's no way, that I would work on an EV. For me, first of all, I don't know EV very well. That's probably going to take me a few years to even understand myself. So, until I work on one, something for the family, if I ever get one for myself, I will not touch a customer's car if I don't know about the vehicle. So there alone, you're going to have a lot of turnaways from little guys like me that fix cars on the side, or even bigger shops. Because a lot of the bigger mechanic shops in town will probably tell you the same thing with those EVs. Go to the dealership. That dealership's going to charge you a lot of money. And what I mean by a lot of money, for a part that I can get for my truck I'm working on now, the part is $2,100. I'll get into that part later in another video and explain what I'm working on with my truck. But that part was $2,100. To fix it, the dealership wanted $3,000 for a part that literally came out in 45 minutes. That's insane. So you got that cost, and now it's EV. You're talking about a whole nother classification of mechanics. Just like a gas mechanic, which I am, and that's what I work on, or diesel. That's a whole nother side, a whole nother junction. I don't mess with diesel, and diesel guys, well, they can probably do about anything. Hats off to you guys. Hopefully one day I can step my foot into diesel and eventually try it, but until I try it on my own stuff, again, I won't touch anybody else's. Just like the transmission I did on my daughter's Chevy Aveo. That was the first time I ever did the transmission. Now that I know transmissions, I'm a little more comfortable touching the transmissions for other people. So there's that problem. And I get why people are going to EV. Big portion of that is so they can help the environment. And we need to. We really, really need to try to help our environment in every means possible. We as humans are destroying our planet and the one place we can live on in our solar system. And obviously to reach the next solar system, that's light years away. We don't have the technology, blah, blah, blah. So this is our only planet for now. So you're right, we need to do something about it. But and if you have the money to spare to get an EV, go for it. You're a millionaire, you got a couple $100,000 sitting around you don't care about, man, get an EV. Help out the planet. EV is better for the planet than gas, hands down. And I know people are saying, oh hey, they take power from the plant, blah blah blah, charge a car. And I've even seen posts on Facebook of a car charging station that has a diesel power generator behind it. And some people laugh at that. The fact is, behind the EV, as much as it takes our power plant to charge your car is very small compared to the pollution that a gas car makes to travel the same distance. There's no way your gas car is going to outperform the power plant. That power plant's been around for a long time, and it's making energy very efficiently. So EV is obviously just better for our system. Even if you see an EV getting charged by a diesel machine, which sounds like a contradiction there. Still, it's on a charging station. That motor runs for 30 minutes. Average, that's what it takes for a level 3 charge to charge an EV is about 30 minutes. So, that runs for 30 minutes. That car's charged. Most cars, EVs, you're talking 300 miles. Okay, 30 minutes of running time of an engine, you got 300 miles. Can't do that with a gas car. And not to mention the rev rate and rev rate of that diesel motor, what it's actually running out and how much pollution is going out, still lower than the gas car that you're driving. So yes, EV is better for our planet. So that's great. Still, unfortunately for guys like me, I can't afford it. I can't not save money right now. So for a lot of us that are going, what can I do to help the planet? What can I do to reduce my carbon footprint? There's one simple way we can do that, and probably one of the best ways we can. Go plant some trees, man. For your carbon footprint to be zero, absolute zero, you have to plant somewhere around 473 trees. I don't know about you, but I don't have time to plant 473 trees. So there's other places you can do that too. I know, like Mr. Beast, he had the team trees going. That'll cost you $473. I would do $500. That's 500 trees. Boom, you're at zero. And that's for everybody on the planet. If everybody planted that, our planet would be great. Obviously, that's not going to happen. Not everybody's going to do it, so I'll do 500. Hopefully, make up for a few people down the road. But that right now for me, that's just not feasible. Hopefully, down the road, I do plan on doing that at some point in time. I'd really love to do that to make my carbon footprint zero, so I can have no effect on my planet. That way, my kids' kids can grow up in a decent planet. Trees is the answer, guys. Trees. If you want to make your carbon footprint zero. Driving an EV vehicle, you're still, everything that we do, you're watching this video now, your light's on. There's so many things we do otherwise that affect the planet. So, plant some trees. That'll help out. And I talk about, technology, trying to catch up with the EV. The technology is already there. People say we need to do something to save our planet. We already can. The technology has been around for a long time. Go a little bit more into that. A guy I work with, he shared a video with me. And the guy talks about how we went to a show, and this guy's showing this 2 different types of motors. And these motors run on air. They take the positive neutrons in the air, might not be neutrons, something like that, from the air, and makes that motor run. Small motor had 1,000 horsepower, bigger one had 2,000 horsepower. Absolutely insane. And that guy, the next day he went back to check it out again, and the guy disappeared. That's not the first time I've heard of that. I know there was a guy that invented a gun that actually shot laser or some type of photon laser type thing with particles in the air. So that's nothing new that I've heard. Again, that guy disappeared and that technology is gone. Elon Musk even came out and said that he has a solar panel that can run Japan. But he also stated that it'll never be allowed to come out. And that's our biggest problem right now. And the biggest problem we're facing is because companies are stopping, the big companies are stopping these inventions so they can make money. And that's all it is to them, is dollar amounts. And that's what it is with a lot of these companies. You take my truck problem for the example. The part I need is a giant big part in the front end. And the part that's wrong with it is a tiny little part inside of it like this. And I can't buy this tiny little part. You have to buy the whole giant piece, and that's why it's $2,100 to replace, instead of $50, which that part should be. It's all about, it's a number game. They just want their money. And it's not the first time I've heard about cars that can run better, cheaper, and be a lot better for our planet. Cars that run on water, that's a real thing. That's possible. And it's not just a hydrogen generator that you probably heard about. It literally, you fill it up with water and the car goes. Just like gas would, and it's very effective. But again, a guy made it. There's been a couple people that have done that. Company comes in, they give them a lot of money to take that invention from them. A guy like me, if I can invent something like that and get a whopping check, right now I need it, and that's the problem. I can't say no. Even for the people that have said no, somehow randomly die. And this is not. I'm not the only person that's seen this or heard about this. If you don't, and if you haven't, go on Google and look this stuff up. This stuff that's real. Myself, I have a motor. I know I got a motor idea that will run simply on magnets. It'll work great too. Very simple idea, very simple form. I can put it in my car and it'll run great. It won't have the power of gas, but it'll still run that vehicle down the road and run it unlimitedly for give or take 5 to 10 years, depending on when that magnet runs out. But then again, my idea for the motor would have been easily take a cover off, you replace all the magnets that you need to give the force again that the magnet will lose over time, and just start driving again. You're talking about a fix of a couple $100, and boom, you're down the road again. Replace some magnets, and that would have definitely helped out our environment and made things a lot cheaper for everyone. And why don't I throw that out there? Why don't I make this engine and go patent it and start putting that on the road, because it won't be allowed to happen. So it's not just technology problem. It's company problems. It's people with a lot of money that control a lot of things. I know there were some inventions for creating electricity and a better way to do it. And I think one guy made one that made double the output of electricity that went into it, which again is still amazing. And he put it in for the what is it? The patent. The patent office rejected it, so he couldn't make it anyway. Again, there's a problem there. Somebody with big pockets is in charge of something else that is stopping us. It's not that the technology is not there. It's there. It's ready. But somebody can't make money off of it. There's a ways we could get around it. I'd say let these water cars come out, let these air cars come out, and we have taxes on them. We get taxed per mile per year, and it pays just as much as a gas car per mile. And we could ship that money off to the people not working, the people, big corporations. They still all get paid the same, and we start saving our planet. But again, that's a whole nother story. So there's a lot of problems behind a bunch of all that. It's not just our technology isn't there. It is. So I guess in the end, I'm just saying that it's not we can't save more money. It's not that we can't save our planet. Just there's too many big people in the way that are stopping it. I think that's the end of my rant and rave for now. Maybe I'll rant and rave later. Other than that, guys, try to keep your head up.